Hello, this is my Zelos Mako V3. Might be Mako. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Regardless, this is my watch from micro brand Zelos, based in Singapore. He makes all sorts of weird and wonderful watches, short batches, just maybe 400, 500 small runs, and once they're sold, they're sold. And then he moves on to the next design and next variation that he's concocted. This particular one is the Zelos Mako V3 TI Frost. So V3, it's the version 3. And this is TI Frost. So Frost because it's white. Full-lume, I should say. And TI because it's titanium. So the case is titanium. The bracelet is titanium. It's all titanium. I'm going to show you around it. I'll model it. I'll give you some of the information about it as best I can. The idea of this video, if you're familiar with my channel, is just to show you around it, a little guided tour, if you will. So let's get straight into it. So first off, let's look at the dial. So it's a full lume dial. The dial itself is textured. Now, can we make out the texture? Now, I apologize for the lighting. It's a very tricky one to photograph. So it is slightly textured pearlescent white, I would say, the dial, and it is coated in, I'm just looking at my notes, C3X1 lume, which is super luminova, and BGW9, perhaps on the second hand, and on the ceramic bezel. Now the bezel is ceramic, and that's lumed. Now, there will be a lume shot coming up. That's why I've got the lighting all a bit weird, because I get to switch it off and it's dark in here, and you'll get to see the lume. Actually, should we just do that? Let's just do that. Right, I'm going to charge it up like a maniac, and I'll switch everything off and you can see the lume. So this is kind of what it's all about, this watch. So bear with me whilst I switch everything off. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. That's pretty cool, huh? It's not pitch black, but you can see the sort of lume that we're talking about. So on the, I think it's the C3 is the dial and the second hand, and then the BGW9 must be the on the bezel. Different colours, aren't they? So the dial is this sort of ice blue lume, and the bezel is the more traditional green lume. Oh, and I should point out, hang on a sec, where's my torch gone? The crown is lumed. So it's a very subtle lume. It doesn't last very long on the crown, but it is lumed as well. That's really cool, isn't it? Signed and lumed. So everything glows really nice. Now, just have a look at that whilst I put all the lights back on. I have something to say about the lume, and I'm gonna say it now, whilst you're all here still, hopefully. That lume is awesome. It's lovely. You come in from a sunny day into the dark house, and the lume is wonderful. You switch off the light at night, and it's lovely and bright. But an hour or so later, I don't know, say, you're in bed and you're asleep, and you start because you can hear, I don't know, burglars coming into your home, and you want to know what time it is for the police report. You look at your watch, you can't really read it. It's really weird. Let me explain why. I'll switch all the lights off again. This is professional photography. If you're regulars, you'll know how useless I am at this sort of stuff. Right, so that lume fades, okay, and then you're left with the hands which aren't lumed at all, okay, so they're just solid black, which you would think would be fine, except that dial, the lume fades such that there's not very much to distinguish, and it's virtually illegible in the dead of night, which is a bit disappointing, given how wonderful it looks when it's freshly charged. I'm going to freshly charge it again. because I mean we can all agree that looks wonderful, freshly charged. Oh yeah, look at that. It doesn't look like that. After half an hour, it's very, very pale, and you can barely make it out. And the hands do have some lume. I did get that wrong. There is black lume on those hands, and you can see it when I've got the torch on it. They don't do a huge amount once I've switched the light off. Can you? Oh yeah. No, the indices and the hands are glowing, and then they fade very quickly. Now you might think I'm being a bit picky, a bit awkward, but it's not a nighttime triumph. Daytime triumph though, because it's absolutely beautiful. Let's have a look at the details. I've gone through the lume, haven't I? So the dial looks like this close up. We've got a beautiful ice white dial. Now, this particular variation is only limited numbers. Loads of different versions of the Mako, or the Mako. I'm going to say Mako. Loads of different versions and beautiful meteorite dials and weird and wonderful things. This particular one, this beautiful ice white. And the writing underneath, 300 meters, 1,000 feet in orange, automatic in black. That's lovely. The orange hand that matches it. You get the orange on the titanium version. The steel version comes with a blue accents. The second hand sweeping around, reaching right to the chapter ring. Can you see? The chapter ring is flat. It's on the same plane as the dial, not like a Seiko where it's sort of oh gosh, you can't see my angles at 45, so it's all on the same plane. But it reaches out. It's perfect. Beautifully designed second hand. Love that big lump of lume on the end of it, and the orange is beautiful. The minute hand, big monolith, sort of 2001 monolith of black, and it is filled with lume, as we saw. Doesn't do a huge amount. That reaches out nicely past the minute hand, so very easy to distinguish the two. The hour hand has a bit of an odd shape to it. It's slightly pointy, which is good. Not only is it shorter, but it's a slightly different shape. So easy to tell the time and distinguish between the minute and the hour hand. Those indices are, the lights are in the way, are beautiful. There you go, there's a nice shadow. Forgive the big light bulb glowing. You get to see the indices in full glory there. Black lume filled raised indices. They're beautiful. So they're ringed with metal there, and they look fantastic. Interesting shapes to them. The 12 has this divided line down the middle. The 3 and the 9 mimic that shape, but don't have a central divider. And then the others are perfectly circular. Down at 6, there's a date window, black on white, little pip of an index, bloody hell. A little pip of an index beneath it, and the date window is not square or rectangular. It's that shape. What's that shape? Rhomboid. Anyway, whatever it is, slightly flared. So it's all really well done. The chapter ring has got the minutes, little dots for every minute, beautifully applied and made. Hang on a sec, let's see some close-up detail. It's nice, isn't it? So that dial is a Triumph, really, really glorious. If we move outside of the watch, there's this bezel, and it is a ceramic bezel, fully lumed dots, dashes and numbers, as we saw in the dark. And it's really nice, the bezel. I'm going to turn it. There's a tiny bit of backplay, really minuscule. No, it's not backplay as such. No, it's not backplay at all. It's if I move forward but don't click it, it comes back. That's not backplay at all. Right, stop waffling. There's no up and down wobble. It's rock solid. There, the bezel going. And it's 2.5 million clicks. No, it's not. How many clicks is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know how many clicks it is. Loads. It's really fine. It's really nice, and it's quite good. It's a very easy to grip titanium bezel again. Really nice edge to it. If you can't get it from the top, you can definitely get it from the edges. Really nice. And then the one at 12 distinguishes itself, but with a little triangle. Perfect. That layout, classic diver's watch layout, really nailed it. Up to date with some interesting little quirks and design features. The crown is down here at 4, and it's a screw down crown, ever so slightly protected. If you can notice, the case is round, and then it bulges ever so slightly to create a slight crown guard just at the top here. So the crown, which we saw in the dark, is lumed, so it's signed and lumed, and it's a screw down crown. And it's nothing revolutionary, but it's good to have, isn't it? So pops out, and then the usual changing time and stuff and date. Inside is a, let me check my notes, Miyota 9015. Excuse me, my bruise there. I smashed my finger on a barn door. The closed. So the Miyota 9015, let's listen to it. It's quite noisy. Don't know if you can hear that. Noisy, not massively noisy. You can hear it, the rotor going. Bang on, accurate, nice, reliable, nice and simple. Nothing very exciting to talk about. The bezel, the sapphire crystal, box sapphire crystal, 2.5 millimeters. That's a right chunk of a piece of sapphire crystal there. Lovely shape to it. And then the case has lots of interesting features. So it's titanium, sort of brushed, these straight walls with little polished accents just on the edges there. Can you see? So it's the same on these little, on the lugs, and then underneath here, little polished bits. Whilst we're doing that, let's get my ruler out and we'll measure the thing. I think it's 40 millimeters. Yeah, so it's a 40 millimeter dial, not dial, 40 millimeter watch from edge to edge. I'm going to zoom out slightly because we're all a bit cramped here. So that's 40 millimeters. Personally, I would have gone for a 42. I'd happily wear a 42. It's a slightly ridiculous watch. It's very, it's not discreet in the slightest. So if you're going to go for it, let's get a massive watch on there. But it's a good shape. It's comfortable and easy to wear. The lug to lug is 47, classic sort of stuff. And the lugs, they don't swoop as such. It's all relatively flat. But I'll show you it on my wrist in a bit. So that case is lovely, isn't it? Really nicely done. And it's titanium, as I said, and it's hardened to 1200 Vickers, if that means anything to you. It doesn't really mean anything to me, except this is a used watch. I got this. This watch is several years old. Not a sign of, not a trace of use on it. So presumably that's the hardened titanium, which just is impervious, seems impervious to everyday scratches, which is pretty cool. The bracelet is remarkable. That is a thing of beauty. Titanium bracelet, little screwed links, so they're easy to do. Tiny screwdriver, pull the link out, change the length. Very easy to do, and it's just beautiful. It's relatively heavy for titanium. It is quite heavy, but it's not horrendous. The buckle is quite large, just push button buckle. It's got inside, it's got a quick adjustment, so you can loosen it off. So let's have a look. So that's it, fully closed. Push the little button and give yourself a bit of extra. So that's really nice, and it does say, oh, I thought it said titanium. Oh, it's a different watch that said that, but it's all titanium. And then the case back has this shark on it. That's the Mako shark, isn't it? Sapphire crystal. They're all numbered, so mine is 396 out of 400. There's only 400 of these. Really cool shark. Not too sharp. And what else does it say? Zelos Mako V3, 300 meters. Oh, hang on, you can't see that. Get that thing out of the way. 300 meters titanium. 300 meters, not to be sniffed at. Now the end links are solid. These are solid end links, and they've got a quick release thing going on. One of which is a screw. Hang on, that one. There's a little screw there. So you tighten it, and then it's not quick release as such. It won't undo on its own. You'll have to untighten it to make it to loosen it off and remove. One thing to bear in mind is that the lugs here, there's the gap in between them is straight. I don't know what that's called. It's straight. Often that area follows the case. So this off the bracelet, off the bracelet and on a strap. Just bear in mind there's a slight difference to what your diver's watch might look like normally, but it still looks pretty cool. I'm going to put it on now and model it. So 7.5-inch wrist, and that looks perfect, I think. Hope you agree. Right, that's the Zelos Mako. It's really good. It's really good. You can hear the reservation in my voice, can't you? My reservation is that nighttime performance of the lume. If it glowed longer, that would be cool. But full lume dials don't really glow for very long. But I just can't make out the time. Because, well, I'm of a certain age and I need reading glasses for seeing up close. That might be partly it, but the difference, because the hands don't glow, what I need is for the background to be bright enough for the black outline of the hands to be distinguishable, and they're just not. Anyway, that's just one odd feature that bugs me personally. The rest of it, absolutely glorious. What an incredible watch. Absolute beauty. Right, enough of my rambling. I shall bid you farewell. Do subscribe if you fancy. I do watches, knives and EDC. Leave a comment. Keep it nice, please. And a like would be much appreciated. I really like a little chit chat about all these things. If you've got something nice to say about it or any interesting comments. Thanks for staying with me to the end. I really appreciate it. I'll see you soon.